Hello everyone, my name is Shadow from Shadow Graphics, and this is how to make an intro 101 in however many steps I decide to do. Okay, step 1 is learn Cinema 4D. Now you want to know all of these commands. I'm just kidding, I don't know many of them. Camera, light, floor, sure, bend, arrays, NURBS, splines, and objects. You can look through all of these. You can just play around with them. NURBS might be a little too complicated. Never used an array in my life. Never bent anything in my life. Never used a floor. I have in fact used a sky, or a physical sky. Lights, pretty useful. Camera, very useful. Render settings. Picture viewer, this is what you're going to click when you render out. And this is the render preview. Or you could go to render view, but no one wants to do that. So, up here are your two things, rotate and move. Those are pretty much all you want to use. Scale, live selection, those are some more advanced things that you probably won't be using while using an intro. Maybe scale, but yeah. This is enable axes. This is where the axes is. The center point, the origin. You can set the origin with that. And the shortcut is L. Okay, step 2 is your render settings. Render settings, you want to know these like the back of your hand. Oh, is there a freckle there? Anyways, so what you want to do is you want to go to frame rate. This is very important. Just because the frame rate changes doesn't mean you need to change how many frames you render at. You could render at 300 frames. You could render 300 frames, keyframe it like that, but when your render settings are at 60 FPS, it's not going to render out 300 frames. It's going to render out 600. It'll be double. Width and height. This is very important. Always do 1920 by 1080, especially when doing intros, because that's what's going to give you the very best quality. 1080 by 720, meh. If it's 60 FPS, maybe, just maybe. This is the save. This is save. Okay, wait, did I finish? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. The save. Now, this is where you're going to be saving your things. This is my C4D text renders, and I have made a lot of intros. Every time you save, you're going to want to create a new folder, and you can just name that whatever you want. So just whatever you want. Okay. Anyways, you'll create the new folder, and then you'll open that, name something, and then save it. Now what that's going to do is that in your file, you're going to want to render it as a PNG. Now it's going to render them all out as a bunch of pictures rather than a video, so that it's easier when you enable alpha channel. This is the most important thing. Alpha channel, you need alpha channel. I cannot stress this enough. If you don't put alpha channel, there's going to be a background. Now that might not sound bad, but okay. So pretend I have a text, right? Frick, did I hit tracer? God. Okay, no graph. Alright, pretend I have a text and I render this out. There's a black background. Oh my god, my phone. And now that I have a text, you see all this blackness? That would be there when you render it out in your intro. And you don't want that. You really don't want that. What you want is no background. It'll still look black, but you want to be able to put your particles in. And if you don't put in your particles, that looks bad. Especially if you have to put your particles over the text. That looks pretty bad as well. Next up, Jesus. Alright. Anyways, you want to click Save and include 3D data. Both of these are very important. Include 3D data will allow... Oh, also, target application, After Effects, obviously, unless you use one of these, in which case I can't help you with that. Anyways, saving, you want to be able to save the project file, and this will be this AEC. Now, what you want to do is you want to go on Google, and you want to go search up a plugin that allows After Effects to open AECs. It's not that hard to find. So you save the project file, whatever you want, you open that, drag it into After Effects. I'll show you that later. Multipass. Don't do anything with that. Anti-aliasing. Best 1 times 1, 2 times 2. That's all I really use. Really, that's about it. These you can all leave pretty much exactly like that. For me, all I use in mine is color correction, glow, and depth of field. I use these. You can mess around with these to your liking, but I have my desired render settings. Okay, on to tip number 3. This is creating your MoText. Now, I call it MoText, but just text. What you want to do is you want to go to MoGraph, click MoText, and you'll get something like this. I'm going to go very fast, but you must pay attention. I know you can do it, just pay attention. Okay, so you want to go to whatever font you would like for all whatever purposes, sure. No, that is not what I thought it was. Devil Breeze, sure, whatever. Alright, there we go. So you want to align it to the middle. Alright, that means when you rotate it, it'll rotate from the middle and not from, let's say, the left. You get me? Yeah. Good thing. Probably one in the middle. Remember that enable axes where you create the origin? Yeah, you're going to want to click that, and you're going to want to move the origin to the middle of the text. Frick. Never mind. Not yet. Not yet. Don't click that yet. I'm sorry. I messed up. So you want to change the depth to 80 to 100 or 60 to 100, whatever you want, but I do 80. Look at that. Pretty nice looking text, right? So now you want to take that MoText, Control C, Control V, that copy and paste it. Now you have 2 of them. Boom. Hold down Shift, select the second one, go to caps, fill a cap. You want 2 of those, and you want to change the steps to 10 on both of them. Now you want to click on one, you want to click the radius to 4, then go to the other MoText and change the radiuses to 6. That was fast. I hope you are still watching this video. If you are, and you successfully did whatever I just said, congratulations. So you want to take the one that's smaller, so the one that has 4 centimeters, and you want to go to the object depth, change it to 60. And boom, now you have something that's short. You can't really see it, but if you middle click your mouse button or click this thing right up here, then you can go into here. Now you want to click on the right view. That's what you want. You want the right view. Click on the smaller MoText and move it to the middle. Right, middle click again, and then click into your normal view. Now what you can do is you can double click into materials, and you can create 2 different materials. I'm just going to create something really bad. Alright, reflection, sure. And then I'm going to create a color red. Frick, that isn't red. Okay, boom. I have a red and a shiny something that's going to look really bad. Boom. Frick, I messed up. God dang it. Okay. Never mind. So you want to take the bigger one and change that one to 60, and then the other one that was 60 to 80, and then change the caps. Oh, no, I guess you really don't have to. So go back into here, and then move your other MoText into the middle, like we just did before, and boom, now you have this. I know, it's pretty bad, but you have that. Cool. Looks awesome. Add in a light. Boom. Looks even better. That looks terrible. Holy crap. Add in a light. Boom. It looks great. So, now that you have your text, it's time to animate. Woo! Just kidding. We're not there yet. So, you want to right click with the 2 MoTexts highlighted and group the objects. You can rename that to whatever you want. You can just name that hello. This is a bad tutorial. Okay, anyways. Now you want to click on that group. You want to click enable axes. Now it's the time. Now it's the time. So you want to click that, drag that into the middle, go back to your right view, and just drag it to where you think the middle of the text is. Beautiful. Now you want to deselect it so you're not just moving the axis all the time. Click it again, boom, it's gone. Now you're spinning from the very middle of the text, not just the front middle. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it'll help. Okay, now it's time to animate the camera. This is what the audience will see when they watch your intro and not just this bouncing back and forth. So what you want to do is you want to click on this and, okay, no, you don't want to do that. So you see this little spline thing up here? Hold down, click on it, and it'll open up this. Go over to your circle, let go, and now you have a circle. Congratulations. Move that to the middle where you put your axes on your text. Middle click. Go to the right view again and drag that to the middle of your text. Now you have a circle around your text, and when you render it, wow, you can't see it. Seemed pretty useless, didn't it? I know. But it's not. It's probably one of the most important things. If you don't do this and you just use your camera and keyframe that, your intros are going to look bad because your text is not going to be in the center of the screen. You always want it in the center of the screen. Anyways, now you want to click your camera and hold that down, drag it onto your circle, and click this little black box here and make it turn white. Boom. So, now that you have that, your text is there, you have your camera, you have your circle. What do you do now? So basically what you do is you want to click your circle, go to the rotate tool, and you want to go to 0 frames. Remember how I changed this down here to 300 frames? Yeah, you're going to want to do that right now if you didn't, and then change this little arrow all the way to the side. Now I want you to drag it somewhere over here, maybe behind. Sure, this looks good. Keyframe it. Now you can move to 70 frames or 80 frames, and then whatever. 70 frames looks good. You just move it wherever you want. There, that looks good. Keyframe it. Don't make it so that you're looking at the text yet. Don't. Make it so that it's almost there. It's not quite that. It's just getting there. And then keyframe it. So it should look something like this. Boom. Looks pretty cool, right? Now go 80 frames forward and it's about to look a whole lot cooler. Now make it so that they can see what it says. So something, I don't know, nice angle, whatever you want. Then, or move 10 frames forward, then move it. And now click this little keyframe button. Again, boom, you set a keyframe. So now it'll look like this. Go slow and then faster. That looks pretty cool. Now it can't just sit like that for the rest of the intro because that would look lame. So you want to go to 270 frames or 260 or 280, whatever you want. You can change this as much as you like. You don't have to do these exact timestamp frame things. These doesn't matter what they're called. Move it wherever you want. You can move it up to here. It looks pretty cool. Maybe like that. And then, boom, keyframe it like there. And now, when you go from 80 frames all the way to 270, it'll actually move, and it won't look really boring. Now you want to go to all the end, 300 frames, and maybe spin it once. And then keyframe it again. Boom. So now it looks like this. Pretty hot, I know. You would want this intro if it had better textures. If you want better textures, you can go buy a Lightroom, because I don't know how to make textures. In fact, I'm gonna open a Lightroom right now. Okay, now I have a Lightroom. Now my text looks a whole lot better. Wow, would you look at that? Holy crap, the magic that other people can do in this program just blows my mind. Anyways, so you're going to want to hold down these two, forgot to mention, turn it to seamless and cubic. That makes it look a lot better, doesn't it? Oh, look at that. The textures are really showing up there. Can't guess, it's King Arts. You can go buy it. Free promotion for King Arts. Look at that. It does look pretty cool, don't you think? Anyways, so now that you have this, the next step is to keyframe your camera. It looks pretty cool, actually, but you're going to make it look better, right? So you're going to take your camera, click your camera, go to 0 frames, and you can do this however you want. I like to start in very close, keyframe that, go to wherever you set your second keyframe. I set mine at 70 frames and then went fast and stopped at 80. So I'm going to go to 70 frames, zoom out a bunch, not too bunch, like that, keyframe that, go to 80 frames. I said go to 80 frames, and then zoom in again. Now keyframe it. So now when you do it, it should look like this. Looks pretty cool. You can go to 270 frames now, keyframe that like normal so you don't move your camera in the middle of the thing, and then you can just zoom out. Then keyframe it again. Boom, now you have it so that it goes out and it comes back in. That was a little fast. The circle is a little sloppy, but I'm doing this very fast. I don't have a lot of time. Anyways, now it goes out. Boom. Now all you have to do is add some cool stuff to the text, like some splines, except I'm not very good at splines. Just kidding. I'm going to show you how to make a spline. A simple one. Okay, tip number whatever this is, I wasn't keeping track. Anyways, time to make some splines. So what you want to do is you want to obviously go to splines, and let's make a little spinny thing around our text, shall we? That's what it's called. It's not called a helix, but that's what you're going to get. You're going to get out a helix. Boom. Now you have a helix. Now what I want you to do is I want you to see this little white square next to the camera? Deselect it. Boom. Now you don't have to worry. See, look at that. There's your camera object right there, and when you play through it, you can see it moving. Wow, would you look at that? So now you're not messing with your keyframes, now that you don't have that selected. Now what you can do is, you see this little squiggly thing, this little swirly, this helix, some would say? Make it so that it kind of comes around your text. So it'd kind of look like this. You can do whatever you want for this. Boom! Now you have a helix in the middle of your text. Congratulations. Now, you can go to the object axes, and you can change it to the middle. Frick! Okay, never mind. So, what you want to do now is, now that you have this helix, let's change up some settings, shall we? Start angle. Make it smaller, minus whatever. Do this a lot. Maybe do it that many times, and then you can just play around with these settings, but I'm just going to change the height to something like that. Looks pretty cool, yeah? Just kidding, it doesn't, because you can't see it. Anyways, now what you want to do is you want to go to Spline again, and then create a circle. Another circle. Change the radius to something like, I don't know, 5. Now go to NURBS, or Hyper NURBS, hold it down, and go to Sweep NURBS. Now you're going to take your circle, put it on Sweep NURBS, and your helix, and put it on Sweep NURBS. And put it in this order. You want your circle and then your helix, in this order, so it looks like this. And then you can take your beautiful color and put it onto the Sweep NURBS. Boom, now you have a nice red. I'm actually going to make that darker just because I can make it look nicer. Okay. That didn't do anything. Whatever. It's fine. Ooh, nice reflection. Okay, so now that you have this, it just kind of sits there. So we're going to go into the middle of your text. Let's go to like 90 frames. Click on the Sweep NURBS. Go to... Frick. Alright, Object. And go to End Growth. And you can change that to 100, or you could change the start growth, make it start from this side. I'm going to start from this side. So I'm going to hold down Control and click on this little circle right next to start growth. Boom. Or end growth, whatever you want. Then you can go to 120 frames, or however many frames you want, and then just change it to 0 so it goes in like that. And then keyframe it. Now it goes in, but it doesn't come out. So what you want to do is you want to go a few frames after your original keyframe. That'd be like 100 for me. And then keyframe your end growth. Now go some after your second keyframe, and then change your end growth to 0, and then hold Control, keyframe it again. You can't click this keyframe button, it doesn't work. You have to click the little circles next to the things. Okay, so now when you play it, it should look something like this. Boom. Looks pretty cool, right? Let's make those letters bounce. Planes. Bleh. You want to highlight your two MoTexts. Now go to MoGraph, Effector, and Plane. Your text just raised in the air, didn't it? I know. Pretty cool. You can mess around with these settings. Scale, rotation, really whatever you want. You could make the text go like this. You can make the text go like that. Sure. You can make the text go like that. Sure. You can make the text go up. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to make the text bounce. Maybe rotate forward a little bit. Sure. Now you want to go to fall off. You want to go to box. And you want to stretch this out. I don't know, maybe a little bit depending on your text size. And yeah. So now you want to go somewhere. 140 frames. Sure. Keyframe it. Go forward a little bit. It looks good. Move that to the other side, and then keyframe it. When you play it, it'll go boom. That looks pretty boring. I'm actually going to move that over. It's a little too fast. So now, what you want to do is you want to highlight the MoText again, go to MoGraph Effector, and click on Delay. This will make it all bouncy when you go to Effector, Spring, and you can change this, I don't know, to 70, sure. And when you play this, boom, it bounced. Cool. And that has been it for How to Make an Intro 101 Cinema 4D Edition. Join me next time when I talk about After Effects. And listen to me ramble like a maniac incredibly fast while talking incredibly fast for like however long this video is. Thank you, and I will see you all in the After Effects edition. Bye.